Hi everyone, Matt Miller here, Dean of Online Instruction, and today I'd like to take just a couple of moments to introduce you to the new gradebook in Canvas. Now, the new gradebook is something that for now you have the opportunity to opt into, so you don't have to switch over right away. However, I wanted to highlight some of the differences between the current gradebook and what they're calling the new gradebook in Canvas. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to go ahead and take you to one of the classes that I have here in Canvas. So you can see I have a class here. I'm going to click on it. If I go to my grades area, you will see what the current gradebook looks like. Okay, you have your students listed over here. The secondary ID is the student username. You have the items that we have in the gradebook there. This is just a training class, so ignore it. You can see what student 100 has done, as well as far as both of them, student 100 and 101 have turned in their essays. Of course, you're familiar with the fact that you can export it to a CSV or an Excel spreadsheet. And then you have some options over here as well, as far as treating ungraded items as zero, hiding the student's name, arranging the columns different ways, and so on. So the new gradebook is a little bit different. And right now, the current gradebook is available to you. You have the option at the moment to opt into the new gradebook if you want to. And so here's how you do that. First of all, I go back to my menu, and I'm going to go down to my settings. So way down here at the bottom is your settings menu, so click on that. And there you can see you have the course details and so on, and the feature options tab. And there you'll see the new gradebook is here, okay? And what you want to do is just turn it on. So you just switch it from off to on, and you get the little green check saying that it is on. All right. So as features are introduced to you, this is where you can opt into them. Before we make them fully available, we'll let you test them out first. And so that's what we want to do this semester with the new gradebook. So go ahead and turn it on, and then go back to your grades, and you'll see some differences. All right. Number one, it's got kind of a cleaner look. First of all, there's no import export. Instead, that has now been moved over to Actions. So this is where you import or export. It does the same thing. It exports it as a CSV Excel spreadsheet. The same with the views. You can arrange by, and then there's the way you can arrange your gradebook, filter by the different types of assignments or groups or modules. You also have the ability to set statuses. So for example, if you notice that under research essay, this was actually due on February 3rd for my students, and both of them have turned it in late, so now you can see that they're red there. But you'll be able to see under statuses there, you can change the colors for each of those particular items. If you would rather late not be red or kind of a pale red, but some other color, you can do that. The same thing for resubmitted work, missing work, dropped, or excused work as well. So right now you can see that the rest of these are missing and these are late. In addition to that, one of the neat little things there is that if you click on the actual item there, you'll notice that you have a little box there that you can open it up, go to the speed grader, and actually grade the essay. But in addition to that, you can also mark the item as late or missing. And for now, it tells you that for now, about 3.5 days, this particular paper was due, and this is how many days late it was. All right, so you'll be able to see that right away in the status for that particular item. In addition to that, over on the right-hand side, you have a gear icon. And if you click on that, this is really neat. You can establish late policies as well. So for example, for that paper that was due, that was late, or if it was missing, I could apply a grade for missing submissions if I wanted to make that, a 0 for anything that's missing. I could do that. Or I could also automatically apply deductions to late submission. So for example, if I gave the student, once I graded the paper, I could deduct a number of percentages, say 10% for each day that it's late. And this gives you an opportunity, once you grade the paper, then it will also deduct based on how many days or how many hours that something was late. So this is a new feature that's in the new Canvas gradebook. In addition to that, one of the things that a lot of faculty have been interested in too is being able to see secondary information. So now you have the student's name there, but for example, you may want to see their ID. And so notice that when I selected ID by clicking on these three little dots, I can choose secondary info, and I can choose their SIS ID, which is their student ID, or I can also check their MyNC ID, which is their first name dot last name, or whatever their username is. So I do have a choice here. It doesn't allow you to do both, unfortunately, but you can do one or the other. All right, or you can toggle back and forth as you so choose. The other thing that you have, in addition to that, in the gradebook is the fact that you can click on the student's name, and you can get an idea of how many late items there are, what the student's overall grade is in the class, what their last graded items are, and so on. And you can even message a student from this particular gradebook. I mean, you can do it in the current gradebook too, but I wanted to point that out to you because many people don't know that that's even there. Another nice little feature is in the actual columns themselves, you can click on the three little dots there, and just like in the current gradebook, you can message students who either haven't submitted anything or who haven't been graded or have scored less than or more than a particular item. Then you can message those students also there from the gradebook. But you'll also notice too that you can also enter grades as points or percentage. So right now the student on this particular quiz made a 44. If I wanted to see that as a percentage, I could then click that and it would give the student a percentage. Sometimes for those oddball points, like 62 points for this particular item, having a percentage there to know what a 44 means is very, very handy. So again, just in a quick nutshell, that is the new gradebook view. If you don't like it for now, you can always go back to your settings and go back to your feature options tab at the top and just turn it off if you want to. So again, that is the way you turn it on, the way you turn it off. But I wanted to give you a quick overview, and I'll be providing you with some additional information as we go along with any new features that come down the pike. I will be sending them out to you as soon as we know about them. So thanks a lot, and I hope you have a great day.